Dear Future Me, diary entry May 30th, 2026. This week, I'm going to split what I'm doing up into 2 entries, and I'll cover some of what I'm doing this week next week. And the reason being is that Friday, I'm playing at Wild Festival's Stafford event, and I wanted to show how I will have to pack up, transport, set up, and prepare for the performance. And then I will endeavor to film the performance, and the filming, I think I'll then show you the following week. And the reason being is that I won't have time to edit everything together for a Sunday up. So essentially, this is the rig that I will be taking with me, which is the 12-pedal Farmer foot drum. So the foot drum is serviced by a boundary microphone, which requires phantom power. The boundary microphone picks up most of the percussive deck, which includes hi-hat, which is inside here, the snare drum here, and things like shaker, clacker, and I've got a tambourine, and you got your snare hits, etc. There's also the pedal board, which I've done a couple of videos on, and that's set up and calibrated for playing this weekend. There's a tablet, which I also had to deal with and set up a few weeks ago. So I have this bar stool, which I use is about the right height for me to be able to sit and play. You know, it's about the right distance for the foot drum. And then you can see there in the background, I'm going to be taking a couple of Takamine Cooltube guitars that have the Cooltube Piezo and a magnetic coil, LL bags, I think it is, magnetic coil, so that I can get both the electric and the acoustic sound. So then I'll split the electric sound using an ABY, which is this thing here, the one with the orange light, and then that will take me through and I'll get a bass signal as well as the electric signal, which will go to the house sound crew, and they will manage that for me. So I'm going to be taking this gig bag with me. I'll show you in a cut away in a second 2 other bag-based storage systems that I've used. They're both based on tool management and being able to create trays and accessing lots and lots of kind of backup support material. So the first is this stackable case on a trolley. I thought this was going to be my forever system, but it turns out that as you play more and more and you go to multiple venues and different types of things, you either require more equipment or less equipment, and it wasn't flexible enough. So I've discovered that there isn't just one solution, there are multiple solutions, and it already depends on where you're going and what's required. So this bag, I have a bunch of spare sets of strings for the different types of guitars that I've got, just in case I need those. Every guitar that I play, that I know I'm going to play at a gig, will be restrung with fresh strings. So for those of you that want to kind of add that up, that's £15 before I even start just setting up a set of strings. Then I've got new batteries, particularly with the piezo setup on the acoustics. They all require batteries, and while I could start a gig with what I know is to be batteries that are running, I can't guarantee with the amount of playing that I'm doing that those batteries will last the entire length of the gig. So I will put fresh batteries into the guitar when I've got a paying gig. And then here I'll put out all of the cables that I've got. I have 2 cables coming out of the guitar, 3 guitar cables coming out of the pedal board that will go to the house system, I have one microphone cable that goes into the pedal board and one that comes out. So that makes it 7 cables to manage in terms of just my voice and guitar. And then I will take a boundary mic, because it's very seldom do facilities have a boundary microphone. So that'll be 8 cables. And then I'll rely on a set of overheads that the facility will provide in this instance, and a bass microphone that goes on the front of the bass speaker. Hello.
Thank you.
Cheers. Don't worry, I'm not going to film the offloading of the car yet again and then putting everything back into the studio. I'm going to end the film there. Like, subscribe, whatever, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.